Okay, we're going to learn how to do free machine embroidery on our Janome sewing machine. And to do that, we're going to put an embroidery foot on the machine. So we'll take off the foot that's currently on our machine and the clamp for it, and we'll put the embroidery foot on the machine like this. So we'll make sure this screw is done up really nice and tightly like that, and we'll just check also that this black screw is tight because that holds the needle in place, and that feels good. And then what we need to do free machine embroidery is we need to drop the feed dog, which are these teeth on the needle plate. And we'll do that by switching the switch on the back of the free arm on our machine like this. And you can see that the teeth have dropped down now, and that means that our fabric when we sew won't be taken from the front to the back as in normal sewing. It will go where we want it to go instead. And we'll just check, because for the embroidery we're going to do today we're going to just use a straight stitch, so we'll check our machine is on straight stitch, and it is. It has no width because it's a straight stitch, and the length button doesn't matter because our stitches won't have any length, because as I said we've disabled the feed dog. We're going to use a strong material to do our stitching with, and denim is good. This hasn't got any backing on it, so it's still quite soft because it's been washed. This is a denim with iron-on interfacing on it, and that will be good to use because it's strong. We could, though, also use our denim cloth in an embroidery ring because that makes the fabric firm to sew on, to sew a design or a picture on. What is very important is that we don't get our fingers anywhere near the needle as it hammers away doing our drawing. So if we're not going to use an embroidery ring, then whatever cloth we use, we just make sure that our fingers are just kept on the edge. So we put our fabric under the embroidery foot and we drop the presser foot lever, and then we make one stitch by turning the hand wheel towards us, and the needle goes down and it raises up, and the take-up lever comes up to the top as well, and then we raise the foot too and pull the fabric towards us, and then pull on the top thread, pulling the bobbin thread up through the surface of the cloth, which means we've got two loops here, and we need to catch the loops, both of them, one at a time, and pull out the ends of both threads. So we're going to pull out the ends of both threads like that, and then we're going to realign this fabric underneath the needle. Then we're going to lower the presser foot again and lower the needle into our fabric, and we should be ready to stitch. Oh, just one other thing to check. The top tension we're going to loosen, we're going to drop it a bit, and also we're going to lighten the pressure by turning this dial down to 1. We're going to lighten the pressure that's pushing down on our foot, on our embroidery foot. It doesn't matter if you don't do that though, you'll still get a good result, I should think. Okay, so we're ready to do our drawing with the sewing machine. We're going to do a few stitches and then we're going to stop, and with the needle down I've raised the embroidery foot. I'm going to pivot the fabric and cut these two threads close to the cloth and get rid of those, because if we leave them there we can get into a tangle. So yeah, realign where we're at, drop the embroidery foot and stitch a line, and I'm going to make a picture. And I'm going to go round again. The more times you sew on your lines, the darker they become. And basically, when you stitch a picture by hand, or freehand embroidery rather, you can't, well, you can stop and start, but if you don't, it's quite nice because you're drawing a picture just with one line. So, as you can probably tell, this is going to be a little house. So we're going to do the windows now, and they will all end up being joined together, but we won't worry about that because that's the art. So a big window at the bottom, and we'll come along and across and do the doorway. And what you can do when you feel more confident with free machine embroidery is you can sew and sew in the same place. So we could give our doorway some paint. We could make it orange, our doorway. You want your needle to go fast when you stitch, when you do embroidery. You want it to go fast, but you don't have to move the fabric fast, because that means you get more stitches in one place, which means you get more colour. Okay, we finished, so we have the needle up, and we raise the presser foot, and we pull our work free, and we cut the thread close to the cloth on the top and on the bottom, and then we have a little picture of a house. And when you get really good at doing free machine embroidery, you can create a piece of art like this, which is a mixture of stitch and applique.